Hello and welcome back to the CoderJams live Twitch stream. We're working on this Pokemon-like RPG game, and we've got our battle system pretty well. The basics of it, we got it pretty well done. I was doing a little bit of research, and I found like a damage equation on this GameRant.com website, and so this is what we're gonna try to get done now. I want to be able to calculate damage. I know it's not just their power or whatever that we have right now. So I want to get this um, incorporated into the game. So let's make some kind of calculator because there's going to be calculations for lots of things. Um, so let's make a calculator utility. So we have this utilities. It could also be in models. Let's put it in utilities. So this will be, I mean, it's not an actual model, right? It doesn't like define the structure of something. This does things. So we're going to call this um, our, I guess, just calculator. It's just that I think calculator. It's possible that calculator exists somewhere else, but that's fine. We're going to just call it calculator, and it's probably almost always going to be um, like static stuff, but just in case, let's just take a look. All right, so the basic overview is that damage equals, and then we need to put this into like a one-liner. So we have damage equals inner parentheses first, and then we'll do this top line. So 2 times level divided by 5 plus 2. Okay, so this is 2 times level, all of that divided by 5. Here, let's just put this in an actual method and we can use, so we'll just do public void calculate damage. All right, so this inner is var inner. Well, we'll call this like level. Let's see, let's give it a good name. So we'll call this one the level mod or level modifier. Level modifier equals, and then this is 2 times level. Whoops, level comes in, int level. So 2 times level, all of that divided by 5, and all of that plus 2 for some reason. And I think we want to work, so this is all going to be an integer, and that's going to be a problem, just because if we need to, we can get an int at the end. But we want to work with double values until then. So this will be a 2D, and that turns this whole thing into a D. We'll do 5D here and 2D, and that'll turn this whole thing into a double. So we have level modifier is double. That's on the inside of this top. We also have power, attack, and defense. So let's see, int power, int attack. Well, this is active attack, and int target defense is what it says. And because I mean the nice thing about this little game rant, I would just Google like Pokemon damage calculation equation, and you're gonna get like this game rant thing. I think that's all I Googled. Let's see, Pokemon attack damage math, right? And I got this game rant website, and I mean this looks good enough. What I really like about it is it explains what each of these are. So damage is the number of hit points that the target will lose. So we can actually kind of put this into our code. But level is the number of the attacking Pokemon. So let's keep all this. So this will be active, or should we call it attacking? Or we'll just do A and D. Attacking level, attacking power, attacking attack. That's funny. Target, so defending, defense. So this will be A level. A level. All right. I think everything else. Uh-oh, I'm frozen. This is not good. There we go. Let's see. So power, so all of that times power times attack divided by defense. So we have power, attack, and defense. So this will be var. Um, well, let's see. Maybe this is. This whole thing would be. This is all like the move damage, and then we get modifiers. So move damage equals, and then we can just build this whole thing now. So it's that level modifier times power times level modifier times a power times, and then this is a attack divided by a defense. I mean D defense, and we want these to be doubles actually. Let's just cast these just right up here. I guess we can work with all doubles except a level. Level there's just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so move damage is level modifier times a power times a attack. Ooh, I spelled that weird, strangely. A attack divided by D defense, and then it's all of that divided by 50 and then plus 2. So that's kind of strange, but that's what they did. All right, so then it's going to be all of that divided equals 50D and then plus 2. And so that should hopefully do this first and then this, but just I think it does, but let's just move damage divided by 50D plus 2. And then order of operations will do this first, and then it'll add it to there. And that gives us our move damage. So instead of double lining this, I'm just going to put it all in the same line. So that would be all of this divided by 50D plus 2. And why is it saying it needs another parenthesis? Because this is supposed to kind of wrap that all together. All right. I'm going to kind of put an indication of where I found this for reference. All right. Move damage is that, and that takes care of this whole section now. And then we want to apply modifiers. So targets must be number of targets, right? Represents a move's effectiveness when used against foes, and will be 1 against a singular enemy, 0.5 if attacker is using a move against more than one, or 0.5 in battle royales. I'm not really doing that, but so that'll be int number of targets okay, and then we can, let's just close out of that, that's kind of distracting. Number of targets represents the move's effectiveness when used against foes. Okay, so basically we're saying effectiveness equals 1 or 0.75 depending on number of targets. So var effectiveness equals number of targets is greater than 1, and if it is, then this is 0.75. Let's make this some kind of variable either up here. Nah, it's fine. 0.75 or 1. Okay, effectiveness. Oops. Effectiveness. Number of targets is greater than 1, 0.75. Otherwise, it's just 1. Okay, that gives us our effectiveness, and that's basically what that like targets T is. So let me just kind of annotate that here. Targets effectiveness is 1 if single target else 0.75. We are ignoring battle royale 0.5. Okay, so that gives us our effectiveness, and then we can, let's see, weather is a weather bonus. I mean, we can bring this in. Yeah, that's true. I need to do that. That's okay. We can bring this in. Badge we can bring in, but for now, let's accommodate weather. But let's well, I want to accommodate weather. We'll put it as an optional parameter at the end. So for now, let's go ahead and create a weather enum, public enum weather type or something, active weather, but we will say normal. Well, let's look them up. Let's Google them. Pokemon weather effects, I guess. Bulba Garden, I suppose. Let's see. So there is harsh sunlight, rain, sandstorm, hail, snow, fog, heavy rain, strong winds, shadowy aura, and then I guess what's the other one? Like nothing. Weather conditions in battles. Note that in here weather conditions do not behave the same way. So all right. Well, let's just add a couple to this. So normal, rain, harsh, sunlight, hail. We'll do that. We'll just do that for now. And then I'll put a link to maybe that Bulbasaur, Bulba Garden, whatever. I'll copy it, but I'm going to look for another one as well. Game Rant. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh, I see. They're just going to... I want like a just a simple list. Intense Sun. Nah, see, this isn't really what I'm looking for. I mean, I just mean it's like no different than this one. Oh, and then we should put a comment in front of that, and that's good. Okay, so that's fine for weather. We will kind of do a default weather condition. Well, let's say weather condition equals weather.normal, and so that'll be a default parameter. So we'll include that later, but for now it doesn't really do anything. Okay, so that is targets times weather. Badge we are going to skip. They said that like badges just in generation 2, like the badges give you increased damage for moves like the Zephyr badge. I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but the Zephyr badge, all flying type moves get a additional factor. So we're going to just skip that altogether. All right, critical. If this comes in as critical, so this will be a Boolean. Bool is critical. Okay, so if it is critical, that'll be a 1.5. Otherwise, it's just a 1. Random, we will calculate on our own. That's like 0.85 and 1, and that's the RNG to represent like natural variance, I guess, and that's fine. Same type attack bonus. Okay, so this stab is going to be, let's see, this is a 1 unless the attacker uses a move that matches its type, in which case it will become 1.5, or 2 if the attacker has adaptability ability, which we're not doing yet. So right now, this will also be a Boolean. So bool stab, and then in our like summary, we'll explain what stab is. So let's see. All right, so var crit modifier equals is critical, and if it is, then it's 1.5, else it's 1. And then var stab modifier equals stab. I guess we can say is stab And so is stab. All right, so if is stab, then it's 1.5. Otherwise, it's just 1. Okay. Type refers to type effectiveness of a move as determined by the type of the attacker's move. Wow. All right. Which results in this factor being one of the following: 0 if defender is immune, 0.25 if defender is 2x resistant, 0.5. Oh, I see. So this goes from, so they're calling this type. We're going to call this, refers to the type effectiveness. We'll call it type effectiveness. And this is going to be an enumeration also. So public enum type effectiveness. All right, and so this starts off at all the way at immune, which is 0. Next one is, I think, resistant. Okay, I see double resistant, resistant. I guess one of them is just normal, right? Neutral. Neutral is what they're calling it. Neutral. And then we have weak. One if neutral, 2 if weak, and 4 if double weak. Okay. And the summary on type effectiveness is damage modifier for resistances. I don't even know if I'm spelling that right, and it won't tell me. Let's see. Resistances. It's just saying resistant, but ANT would indicate that I'm spelling it correctly. So damage modifier for resistances and weaknesses. Weakness I. That's a joke. All right. That's type effectiveness is taken care of. So let's throw those in here. So we will assume a type effectiveness of neutral. If you don't put anything in here, we'll call it neutral. It might be beneficial to just, I don't know. We might overload this method, but for now, let's get all of these in here. All right, so type effectiveness is that. Burn is normally 1, but will become 0.5 if the attacker has the burned status condition and uses a physical move. This factor gets ignored and stays at 1 if the attacker is burned, but has the guts ability, which I'm not doing. All right, burn is normally 1, but will become 0.5 if the attacker has the burn status condition and uses a physical move. Wow, that's cool. Okay, so we'll put a bool in here. Apply burn modifier. Okay, and then we'll say var burn modifier equals apply burn modifier. If so, it's 0.5. Otherwise, it's just 1. And we need to start dropping these down to their own lines because this is getting long, and then we can just kind of add some inline comments here. Not that we will really need to, because we're going, once we have our method signature in place, we'll add the summary comment, but for now, let's keep going. All right, other. Oh, you know what? We forgot like random. Oh, we're gonna do that ourselves. Let's just do that now. Var RNG equals new random dot next double, and it's going to be between 0.85 and 1.0. It's not going to let us, so instead of that, we'll do next int. This will be between 85 and 100. It's integer. And then we will I guess it's just next probably, huh? Yeah, next. Okay. Next, and then we will divide that by 100. And that'll give us our, 0.85 to 1. So that takes care of the random. And then we need other. Other is 1 by default, but represents miscellaneous factors that are determined by the effects of specific moves, abilities, or items. So we are going to let other come in as a double, but it's going to default to um, 1.0 or 1D. Okay, so these are everything we need to calculate the actual damage. So we can, this does not return void, it returns a double. And we can do the summary now, and this is going to let us add comments to each of our parameters. All right, what does this do? This calculates the HP. You know what, we can just use the comment straight from here. The number of, all that. So we can say calculates, and then this. The number of individual hit points that the target will lose after all calculations are made. And then returns exactly that. The number of hit points that. All right, a level. So this is level number of the attacking Pokemon. Power, base power of the move. So this is attack or special attack. All right, A attack or special attack stat. So now when we like hover over these things, it'll give us that comment. So let's keep going. Defense is the defense or special defense of the defending Pokemon. So we'll paste that in here. Number of targets. So this is, we'll do our own. So this is the number of targets that this move will be applied to, and we'll end that right with a preposition so that English majors can be mad. All right, targets we did. Weather, damage multiplier. Weather condition. I misspelled for 1. I don't like that. Weather condition. And in here we will put optional weather condition used to add condition modifier to the calculation. And that's the same for type effectiveness. Optional type effectiveness used to add modifier to the calculation. Burn modifier, same thing, except it is not optional. Apply burn, we will make optional, equals false. Almost always they're probably not going to be burned. But I didn't know burn reduces the attack of damage of physical attacks. That's awesome. Anyway, if attacking Pokemon is burned, physical attacks get a 0.5 modifier. Okay, is stab. This is move going to get the same type attack bonus applied. All right, and then is critical. Did this move crit? 1.5 modifier if yes, 1.0 if no. Okay, so now we are all taken care of here. Next thing we need to do is actually calculate this damage in return. So we have the whole formula here. So we have the full move damage already calculated. We just have to multiply it by all the rest and return it. So our move damage is here. So we'll return move damage times, and then it was targets. So this is that effectiveness times crit modifier times stab modifier times burn modifier times RNG, and then times other. So let's see if we hit everything here. All of this is taken care of here on move damage, divided by 50 plus 2, and then times the targets, which is that target effectiveness. Weather we didn't do, but we said we weren't going to, but give it the option. Badge we're definitely not doing. Crit we took care of with the crit modifier. Random we have in here. Stab we have as like that stab modifier that's in there. Type is the type effectiveness. That we don't have in here. So let's do that. So switch type effectiveness. This could have been just a lowercase t. I don't know why I did that. Okay, and then we need a var type effectiveness. Whoops, not that. Type effectiveness modifier. And this is going to equal just 1 for now, and that's like that's the neutral. So we don't have to cover neutral, but we'll put a comment in here to clarify that. But case, so immune, whoops, type effectiveness equals 0. Oh no, just 0 actually. So if it's immune, we're just going to return 0. It does 0 damage. So I suppose we should do this first before we do anything else. All right, and so we actually need to move type effectiveness modifier up to here. All right, and now we can do the rest. So case type effectiveness dot double resistant, and this will be type effectiveness modifier equals 0.25 if I remember correctly. Let's see, type, here you are. 0.25 is double resistant, otherwise 0.5 if regular resistant. Equals 0.5. Break. Otherwise, we're not doing neutral because that's kind of already just handled. So we have immune return 0. Double resistant, resistant. Next would be neutral, but we're skipping. Otherwise, we have weak. The modifier is 2. Then case double weak actually. Double weak equals, oh no, that's the case. And so then type effectiveness modifier equals 4. Break. All right, default is going to handle the neutral dot neutral. We'll just break because it's already done, and then that takes care of that, and so then we will apply that here times type effectiveness modifier. Okay, now that's in there. Let's make sure we are good. Burn and other, I think we took care of burn. We did, and other. All right, so we have our damage calculation completed. Let's use it. So calculate damage. Okay, so in our battle system, I think it actually goes down to the human player. Let's double check. So if user decided to fight, perform. All right, so we're performing. Go to definition. All right, so we need to calculate damage here. So let's make sure that we have a dependency On utilities, we do not yet. So we'll add a reference, and it will be to utilities. Let's make sure utilities doesn't have a reference to models. It doesn't. All right, cool. All right, so damage equals, and now it's not this anymore. Now it is utilities dot calculator dot. Oh yeah, we want to make it static. We didn't do that. Public static. So I don't see a reason why we need that to not be static. Calculate. Okay. So level is attacking Pokemon is user dot level. All right. Power is the attack. That's this one's power, so just power. We're in the move. I got to remember that. Power. Okay. A attack is user dot attack. D defense is target dot defense. Number of targets is just one in this case. Is critical. We have to roll that. So the crit chance. Where is crit chance? Is that on? Did we ever include a crit chance? Where is crit chance calculated? Is that on the move or is that on the monster? Power, accuracy, description, current. All right, let's just do a quick Google search. Pokemon crit chance. Every now and then a Pokemon's attack may cause a little more damage than normal. The game says it will be a critical hit. This means an attack does 200 or 2x damage after calculating the type weakness. Okay, but how do we get there? Most attacks have a 6.25% chance of becoming crit. Other variables can increase the chance all the way up to 50%. These include specific moves that raise crit ratios like focus energy, held items. Okay, so that seems like it gets applied to the Pokemon. So let's give our battle monster a crit chance. Public, and this looks like it'll be a double. Crit chance. Get set, and this is the percent chance of landing a critical hit. Default is 6.25%, and we'll probably need to store 2. Like if we can modify this per battle, then we're going to want to have like a regular and like a modified. But right now we don't have that, so let's not get crazy. I don't know. I pressed like Windows W or Command W, and that happened. So let's go back to Battle Monster. Oh, it just closed it, I think. Hopefully it just closed it. Let's see. Crit chance, yeah. All right, crit chance is still there. Okay, so our crit chance, we have to roll it to see if this is a crit chance. So let's grab a new, let's see, how do we want to do this? 6. Okay, so we'll say is crit, var is crit equals, and this will be a new random dot next, and this will be between, it's 6.25 it said, so 625, let's see, I mean we'll just do 0 and 100. Or we can just do a new double now, next double. And that'll give us between 0 and 1. and it is less than 1. All right, that's fine. So 0 to 0.99999 or something. Okay. Um, and then what we want to do is we want to see if this is less than 0.625. No, 0.0625D. And so what that will do, we don't need D. What that will do is if it's less than this or equal, no, we're not counting the top value. All right, so if it's less than this, then it has landed within that percentage. So maybe we need to apply a seed also. I don't really remember how to apply a seed. Let's see, does it let us do it here? Int seed. All right, and then we'll just do datetime dot now UTC now dot mil. Gets the millisecond component of that. Yeah, all right. And that should be an integer, right? Yeah. All right, so we'll just seed it to like right now, and then we'll get next double between 0 and 100, or 0 and 1, and we'll see if it's that 6.25%. So if it is crit, we'll just pass, is crit to is crit, right? All right, so that gives us is crit. Oh, that's is critical. Okay, next one is stab, same type attack bonus. So is stab is user.type is equal to type. And that's the move type. That's this one right here. So if these are the same, well, that'll be a true. All right, apply burn modifier. We don't have status conditions yet, so that'll be a false. Type effectiveness. That can also be a calculator. So let's go back into calculator and let's calculate public static type effectiveness. Oops, we're out of the class. We want to be in the class. Public static type effectiveness, and then calculate type effectiveness. All right, and so this is going to have type effectiveness, or no, type, monster type. Oh, that has to link back to, that would have to link back to here, and we don't want to do that. All right. We either need to restructure this or move calculator up. I think we just move calculator up. All right, calculator is now part of models. Okay, let's update this. All right, calculate type effectiveness. So we have monster type, and this would be like the user and monster type target. And user is going to be like the move, and target is going to be the actual Pokemon, but it doesn't matter. This could be universal. So all we want to do is, so we have a type chart, and so this could be like a table. So let's do a couple things real quick. Public class type matchup. And so this is going to have wait a minute, I'm thinking. If monster type isn't an enumeration and it's a class, then if we were to we could use like the visitor accept pattern. well, it's called a visitor pattern. I'm thinking that's what we do. But for now, let's not get too crazy yet. We will just leave this how it is. Um, Perhaps calculator can move back since we're not doing that yet. So let's move calculator back to its home, so, which means if you followed along, then you don't have to do that. But so we'll delete this and we will put this back to utilities. Utilities, okay, and everything should be back to normal. Take damage is looking for an integer. We are giving it so we'll just cast it as an int, or we'll do a math.floor. Math.floor is fine. DMG. Nah, we'll just cast it as an integer. That'll just cut it off. DMG. Okay, so this is ignoring a couple things. It's ignoring the weather condition, the type effectiveness, which is important, so we'll come back to it. Because, like, the thing is, there are several things we want to do with type effectiveness. If it's super effective, we want to say that, because Pokemon always does. It was super effective, or not very effective, or um, it had no effect, or whatever it is. And I think if we were to make an abstract class that was like this monster type, and then we do child classes of each actual type, then each class can encapsulate its own resistances, weaknesses, etc., and it could handle it themselves. And all we have to do is call the object and say, hey, are you weak to this? Yeah, all right. Or just like apply modifier, and it will do the weakness or resistance. And then that'll get rid of the routing that we would need to do in an if-else statement or a switch statement. So that's what we'll do. But for now, we are calculating damage at a little bit of a better rate. And let's see how this works now, actually. So let's run it. And if we don't have any errors, the damage amount should be a little better. It used to be just a solid 20. I'm thinking it'll be less now, maybe like 5 or 7, hopefully. I don't know. And we are writing it out to the output. So let's grab our terminal and let's kind of try to put it somewhere else. Okay, that way we can see the output. So we want to fight. Charmander is going to tackle, and that tells us Charmander inflicted, wow, pretty much 4 damage, but Bulbasaur is only going to take 3 because we floored it. And that's all that happened. Bulbasaur took 3. And now Bulbasaur is going to do a tackle, and Bulbasaur did 4 damage. What? Good luck, Charmander. All right, Charmander did 3 again. Bulbasaur did 3.8. Maybe we do need to do a mathed out round. Yeah. I'm thinking we do. All right, let's stop that. And instead of just math.flooring, basically, we're going to do a math.round, and that should give us DMG, and then that will be like an int. So int.parse, or convert.toInt, for example. Convert.toInt. All right, so that'll give us like, if it was rounds a double precision floating point value to the nearest integral value, so like integer, and rounds midpoint values to the nearest even number. I wonder if that is going to be sufficient or if we should just make our own round method. You know, you could round basically by adding 0.5 to the decimal and then casting it to an int, you know. So like if it is 9.5 and you add 0.5, it'll become 10 even. And if it's 9.4, it would be, you add 0.5, it'll be 9.9, and then you cast it to an int, it'll stay 9. And if it's like 9.6 and you add 0.5, it'll become 10.1, and you'll chop off the 0.1. So that is a pretty pretty easy round method. And this one looks like it's going to favor the even number. So if it's between 4 and 5 and a is in between 4, so it's like 4.5, this says it's going to become the even number. We should test that. That can't be true. I mean, we can just add it to our calculator. Public static int round, and this will be a double value, and we will return value plus 0.5, and then all of that will be cast to an integer. And that'll just round it, you know. So 0.5 will round up no matter what, and 0.4 anything will round down, and 0.5 plus will round up. So now we'll use our calculator method to round. So calculator, that's utilities.calculator.round. And now we don't have to convert. Actually, we did that already. Okay, so that handles that. Now maybe we want to do that here. Utilities dot calculator dot round, and we'll round this whole value. And that way, we can see, like when it's output, we can see exactly what's happening. So let's run it and let's take a look. Okay, so the first thing we'll do, I mean, we'll try to, oh, okay. We'll try to fight, and we'll tackle, and it says he did 4 damage, and then we'll fight, and we will tackle, and 4 damage again, 4 damage, 4 damage, 3 damage. Charmander is the first one to do 3 damage. 4 damage. All right, and now we have 2. Oh, I see. They both fainted. Did they faint? Okay. Well, what I'm thinking is, you know, first of all, Charmander doesn't have tackle. He has scratch. Everybody knows that, except me. I messed that up. All right, so Charmander move list. So these numbers look to be probably right. 39, 52, 43, 65. Those are right. I remember them. All right, so we have Growl and Scratch. And Scratch is a 40 and 100. And Tackle, I bet you Tackle was the same, wasn't it? Let's see, repositories, move repository. Tackle is 45. Oh, that's HP. Whew. Okay. Tackle does 40. Oh, so Tackle and Scratch are the same. What? Does he ever learn Tackle or no? No. All right. I guess if it really is just Scratch is one of the most common. It deals damage with no additional effects. Then why? PP is 35. All right, let's look up Tackle. Tackle is the exact same. Oh, look at that. In generations 1 through 4, tackle is 35 base power, whereas scratch doesn't change. Wow. So tackle is like pretty much better, right? So Bulbasaur can, in fact, put a whooping on Charmander until he learns Ember, right? Okay, well let's add Scratch, I guess. Even though new battle, no battle move. What is happening? You will be Scratch. We should just link up to the database so we can stop doing it this way. It's normal. It's max PP, I think said 40, right? Or 45. Scratch is 40. Nope, 35. Man, it's worse. It's worse than tackle. And then its power was 40 and its accuracy was 100. And then let's grab this. Oh, that's not the description. Where's the description? Oh, game descriptions. Okay, scratches with sharp claws, scratches the flow with sharps, blah, blah, blah. Hard, pointed, and sharp claws rake the foe to inflict damage. And then that's basically... fine, that's fine. I'll just take it. And we'll put that there. All right, and then I'm going to grab... this because it is very, very nicely done, this website. I mean, we can just query right in the web page and get details about the move. I mean, right in the URL, so that's nice. Move name, and that will give us like the name. So tackle, growl, scratch, etc. And I bet you we could do the same with like the Pokemon. So if we do Pokemon, nope. All right, well, I would be incorrect if I... Let's just go to PokemonDB.net and let's see Charizard, Pokedex Charizard. Oh, that's so good. All right, I'm gonna put that in top of here. Pokemon name. That's awesome. Okay, that will be fine. So if we do some attacking still, they're losing some health. They're going down at about the same way. If everything is the same, AI player 2 wins. Oh, they both just got new Pokemon. I'm going to stop it from switching. Okay, AI player 2 is out of Pokemon. CoderJams wins. Wow. So when we apply that formula, now all of a sudden Bulbasaur is winning. And in fact, that kind of makes sense. When I used to play like Pokemon Red, you would pick Charmander. Oh no, he would pick Squirtle. And like Charmander could beat Squirtle. But, oh, so yeah, if, no, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense really, but it's fine. So that handles that. Let's give, when we go into program, instead of giving tackle to both, let's give scratch move repository.get 4 and Charmander will get scratch. Okay, And they can both growl, I'm pretty sure, right? I mean, I think like Pokedex, Charmander. Man, that's so good. That's awesome. All right, your move list: Growl and Scratch, and then Bulbasaur had Growl and um, Tackle. All right, let's add Ember. Alexa's over there talking. That's funny. Nobody was talking to you. All right, Ember. I guess we. All right, let's add Ember to the move repository. This is a fire type move. And now we can start applying status conditions. Not status conditions, type effectiveness. So power 40, accuracy 45, and 25 P points, or whatever that is. 25, max PP description. Power was 40, accuracy was 100, and we will. The foe is attacked with small flames. The foe may suffer a burn. What is the chance of a burn? 10% chance of burning. Ooh. Okay. The target is attacked with small flames. This may also leave a target with a burn. That's what I'll use. So now we need to be able to add an optional status effect that returns a Boolean. And so this one will be return new random. Let's add a calculator method. So this will be public static bool. I don't know, is something, because what we're going to check for is like is, like within 6.25% or something. So get, let's see, RNG is within range or something. I don't know. And so int double range. So you give me a percent chance, so we'll call it percent chance, or chance percentage, and I'll tell you if it hits, right? So double needs to be, it doesn't need to be between 0 and 1. If it is, if chance is 1.25, let's see. If chance is 1.25, we have to figure out how to calculate a greater than 100% chance. If it's 100, if it's greater than 100% chance, then it is just going to be that. So this is fine. Let's do this. Return new random, and then the seed will be date time dot now, or UTC now, I don't care, dot milliseconds, dot next. And this is going to give a double between 0 and 1, and we want to see if it is less than chance percentage. So chance percentage should be we should add a comment here. Where did we apply that? To the move? To the battle move? Yeah, we did. We did right here. So really, this could be utilities.calculator.rng is within range, and now we're just saying 0.0625 I think I want it to be like a hold at like 6.25%. All right, so since that is the case, we want to annotate that here. Um, percentage to check example 6.25% will be 6.25, not 0.0625. Okay, so now like um, um, calculate if next random double is within the chance percentage threshold, basically. And then this returns true if within range, false otherwise. Yeah, and so, you know, this can't be this now. It has to be this divided by 100, which is no problemo. This divided by 100. And now if we put 6.25 in here and then divide by 100, this will be 0.0625. And that'll just be for consistency's sake. So we should add some checks here. If chance percentage is less than or equal to 0, return false. If chance is greater than or equal to 100, return true. Otherwise, there's no sense in like doing any of this if it's a 100% chance or if it's a 0% chance. But if we're not through here, then let's go ahead and send it up. Next thing is well, we have to allow for an action of a so action status. Well, on let's see, status action, we'll call it. It's fine. Equals null. So you don't have to have a static action. And we will just make this nullable, which I agree with. Then we will say status action equals status action, and I see that it did that. We will, and then quick fix will, nope, oops, Control Z. Quick fix generate read only. No, I think we just want a regular property. Okay, so we'll do this, and then we want to kind of apply after it's done. We want, after the damage is done, we want to see about applying a status. So after damage is calculated, then we will say status action question dot invoke, and that will say like if it's not null, then let's try to invoke it. Otherwise, we're just gonna, an action actually needs to return a true or false. So action bool, and then we can say var apply status equals, oh, I guess we should get the status effect instead of bool. We should get like the enumerated status effect, and that's like burn. So do we have burn anywhere already? Burn, burn modifier, all that stuff. Nope, we don't. Okay, let's make it. So I guess here in moves we can add a new class is fine. We'll just make it enumeration, and we will do status effect. All right, so we have none, we have burn, we have paralyzed, we have poisoned, we have asleep, what else? None, burn, paralyzed, poisoned, asleep, frozen, but I don't think does frozen do anything? I don't think it does. Let's just leave it like this for now. I mean, there's also like constrained and stuff, but I'm gonna do this. None, burned, paralyzed, asleep, poison. Okay. Um, so back to the move. This is actually going to return that. It's going to return a status effect. Status effect. All right. So now, if it's null, the status effect is just going to be none. Otherwise, go ahead and invoke it. True. True. So this needs to be a function. And the function will out status effect. Yeah, func. All right, so now it'll take nothing in, but it will return a status effect. And that's not actually an action anymore, but it's okay. So apply status is this, and then we'll say target dot apply status, and then this will be apply status. Should just be status. Let's not make it so confusing. Status and status. And now battle monster has to handle that. And the reason we're putting it here, public void apply status, status effect status. The reason we're putting it here is because right line. You can, like, if I'm already burned, then I can't be paralyzed, I think is the way it works. So I will take care of that myself. I mean, meaning the battle monster will take care of that itself. So name has been well, that would be like has been asleep, but that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Has been status. That's fine. So instead of has been, we'll say has blank poisoned status now. Okay, and then we can just put this, yeah, it'll be debug. Even though, yeah, no, this is good because we are doing debug write lines. Okay, and then let's just kind of store that. So active status equals status, and not build, it's not what I meant to do, generate property, boom. Okay, and then we will say, like, oops, we will say if active status is equal to none, and then we're actually going to say is not equal to none, then we're going to say system diagnostics debug dot write line, and this will be name already has an active status, and this will be active status. Cannot apply new status. Okay, and then we'll just return. Otherwise, this blah blah has been that. We still need these statuses to handle, something needs to be handled for these statuses, like asleep. That doesn't last forever. Burns until you get healed, and poison until you get healed, but and paralyzed. So I guess maybe asleep doesn't belong here. Maybe that is in a different kind of status, right? Because all of these go until you heal them. So then they don't have to handle it. All right, so this has to return something now because it takes in a function that returns a status effect, and we are returning, so that's good. So this is trying to say, like, hey, is it this? So we can use our calculator now. So return utilities.calculator. RNG is within range. I feel like that needs a better name. And this is just 10%, so 10% chance. And then if so, burn, otherwise none. And then that reminds me, the battle monster, if we're applying status, oh wait, I'm handling that here, right? No, 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 no. It's on the move. Battle move. Ah, yeah. So if we're applying a status effect of none on the monster, we are going to return. If status is equal to none, then we are also going to do this, but we're going to say no, whoops, no status effect to apply. And actually that can go first. Okay, and then if everything else passes, then we'll just go ahead and apply the status effect. Okay, so now we can handle that in this little calculator. So the burn, did we already do it? No, we didn't already do it. Burn, what did we call it? A burn modifier or something? Oh, we need to be in here. Apply burn modifier, and this is user.active status is equal to burned. All right, that will apply the burn modifier. Oh, and attack is physical, but we don't have that yet because that's like special attack and then special defense and defense. So right now this is not all encompassing. Let's put a comment here. When we have non-physical special attacks, this needs to handle that. Burn modifier only applies to physical attacks. Okay. Now we, in the current thing, but we have Ember now, so burn could be a thing. Okay. So if we're going to give Charmander, where are you, Charmander? All right, Pokedex, Bulbasaur. If we're going to give Charmander Ember, then we're going to give Bulbasaur his level 3, Vine Whip. Vine Whip is Grass 45, 100. And let's go ahead and grab that description. It's going to be some background song for a second. Let's see. A strange seed was planted on its back. Oh, this is the entry. I want the move. Vine Whip. The target is struck. The foe. We'll do target. The target is struck with slender whip-like vines to inflict damage. All right, and then this is a grass 45, 40. Didn't that say 40? No, 45, 40, 25. Not 45, 40. Let's see, move repository. And I don't think this one has a status effect. Battle move 6. This will be Vine Whip. Models dot monster type. Oh, come on. Battle move. Monster type dot grass. Now we are going to have, so if you use Vine Whip on Charmander, he's going to be resistant. If you use Ember on Bulbasaur, it's going to be weak. So we should do this also, but I don't think we have time today. I want to wrap this up and then we'll call it. Anyway, so 25. Here is, oops, here is our description. And then this is another 40, I think, or was it 45? I think it was 45. Man, Bulbasaur is stronger than Charmander. 45 and 100. Okay, and we're gonna give that these moves to the Pokemon. So I'll just add it here. Bulbasaur dot move list dot add, and this will be move repository dot get 6, and that should be Vine Whip. And I will add Charmander dot move list dot add move repository dot get 5, and that will be Ember. All right. So we don't have the weak and strong against thing going yet, and I don't think Vine Whip has a status effect. It doesn't. Um, so we can run the simulation one more time, or run the game, run the battle, and just see how it goes. And then, where did I forget a semicolon? Yeah, I sure did. Look at that. All right. All right. So we'll run it one more time and make sure everything's working, and then I will wrap it up and we will try to get going again soon, maybe tonight, because I really want. Oh, come on. Yeah, yeah. Um, is that because you can't clone that function? Battle monster. Nope. Battle move. What are you trying to clone? Wait a minute. You are just cloning. Yeah, you're not going to be able to clone that action. So the moves have actions. Um, this action. That's true. I guess for now we will get rid of the action, um, but we will come back to it. I just don't have time to fix that right now. Which means then the repository should be this should be an error. I don't know why it's not. All right, go gadget. Whoop, and I have to go. All right, well that will wrap up today's episode. It's working, so you can test on your own, and then when we get back, we will try to get these type matchups going because I really want double effect and quarter effect and stuff like that working. So thanks for tuning in this time. I appreciate it. Like always, head over to YouTube, which is probably where you're watching this, to catch this episode and my other episodes in the series. Head over to Twitch to see the live stream. You can find CoderJams on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. So check us out, follow, like, subscribe. That stuff really helps. And I look forward to seeing you next time.